record on this? Okay. So I wanted to start off, obviously, and do a fun icebreaker with you guys. I'm not sure if Nicole is going to be able to make it. I know she was having a pretty bad headache earlier, so we'll just see if she hops on. But either way, we're going to go ahead and get started and start with our icebreaker. And we could go around and just talk about the worst job we've ever had. And I know I've really went through a lot of jobs. And I can go first, I guess, and kind of break the ice while y'all think about that. But I was one of those that stopped working or I stopped playing. I was a soccer player. Hey, Megan. I was a soccer player when I was like 14 till I was 14 or 15. And then I dropped out so I could get a job because I wanted to make money. And and that was at CC's Pizza. And then they offered me like to be a manager there. And I was like, no, I don't aspire to be a manager of a CC's Pizza, but thank you. And then I started waiting tables, and it was like anything to make money. I was like, had my own pet sitting business at one time. Best Buy, Fuddruckers, like I was definitely, and then I went into being a vet tech. But the worst one, gosh, they're all like, I think it might have been Krabby Bill's on the beach. I liked it that it was on the beach, but it was really nasty. A lot of like what I had to do, and the hours were really long, and it was hard work. So I think, and the way they treated us wasn't very nice either. So I guess that would be mine. It's like real exciting stuff. So who wants to go next?
Sorry, I missed what we're discussing.
We're doing an icebreaker on our worst job we ever had.
Worst job?
I could go next. So I've been in the restaurant industry for 22 years now. Like my first job was in a restaurant, but one of the restaurants, I was 18, so 20 years ago. Wow, that's a long time. I waited tables at Village Inn, and I actually did the overnight shift. So I got the 3 o'clock drunks. And most of them were fun. You know, we were harassing back and forth, but it was just the manager and the chef that kind of made it, like thought that we were like a machine and wanted me to even stay longer if somebody didn't show up for their shift in the morning, even though I had just worked an 8-hour shift overnight, and wanted me to stay and work longer because they didn't have anybody to work the morning shift. So I would say that one, because it was lack of appreciation and lack of compassion for their staff.
Yeah. That's a big one. That was pretty similar to mine, I think, when I was at Krabby Bill's. Like, I felt like that was exactly how we were all treated because it was so busy and they just run you. But yeah, I definitely waited tables for a long time too. I never thought I would ever get out of it. And then I got into the animal field, which is what I thought I always wanted to do. And look, here I am. And really, it was this all along. The full circle.
So I had a job once. I worked there for like 5 years, and it was an office job. I worked in an accounts payable department, and my boss sat in a cubicle right next to me, and she could not like get out of her cube and walk around the corner and come talk to me. Everything had to be through email. Like everything was nasty through email because you know she would never be like that to your face. And it was horrible. It was like you wouldn't want to get out of your seat and move because you're like, oh my gosh, this lady next to me is like blasting me. So yeah, that was my worst boss.
Yeah. Those are always the worst. You liked most of your jobs?
What's that? Did I like most of my jobs?
No, Janet just
Oh.
commented, and
I didn't see.
yeah, she said she liked most of her jobs, but when she was young, she babysat for some real brats. And yeah, I definitely have been there too. I actually, y'all, I'm telling you, people would be like, Renee, what is your next gig? I started making bows at one point. And, I mean, I'm telling you, I was always into something. And I actually babysat for a mom while she was around her daughter because she was schizophrenic. And that was why I was.
Oh, that's scary.
And that was actually like, it was scary for the mom, for me being around the mom, not so much the daughter. The daughter was like great, but the mom was, she was very paranoid with the government and would have sunglasses and say, put these on because when you're watching the TV, they're watching you too and stuff. So it's pretty interesting to be around that, but it didn't last very long because I started worrying about my safety a little bit. But yeah, theirs can be some weird babysitting and people out there. And it looks like Angie can't talk right now, right? You're kind of muted.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
It was my earphones. These are for the iPhone, I guess, so they're not working. I'm kind of with, I have a couple bad boss stories, but I think babysitting is probably one of the worst jobs I had. I had this one girl who, you remember back in I think it was like late 70s, early 80s or whatever, when people would get wallpaper that would like match their bedspreads and it would all be matchy and just like perfect. And I had laid this, like, I don't know, she was like 3. I laid her down and went back, downstairs. And about an hour later, I went to go wake her up, and she had taken markers all over the bedspread and the wallpaper and colored with the markers. I was like, oh my God, we're going to let these people. And they go to my church. So I was like, I had to see them like every Sunday. And I was like, they hate me. My mom's like, well, just pray about it.
Oh my
It was awful. I will never forget that feeling of walking up the stairs and just this girl who's got all these markers in her hand.
Yeah.
Look what I did.
So how did the parents like react? Were they just like,
oh my gosh, I'm sure they were so gracious. I don't even remember because I was probably just so scared. I don't even remember really how they acted. I just remember walking up and just like, oh my God, I have to see these people every Sunday. It just ruined the whole bedspread and the matching wallpaper, and it was like this big scenic forest, it was just crazy.
wow.
It was funny. So
Yeah.
that's what I have.
Oh man. Yeah. You can't take your eyes off them for a second when they're
No, you can't.
my kids have colored on, actually both of my kids' beds are right now colored on, and I want to get new ones, but yeah, I repainted my daughter's bed, Kayla, and my son's is still like that because the bedspread covers it, but he was like, I just wanted to color it, and I'm like, great. But yeah, so okay, well, we broke the ice. So I really wanted our focus to be tonight, like really having to do with inviting and following up. And if y'all have any of your conversations that you have going on with people that we want to discuss with each other, we can definitely do that. And I definitely want to encourage y'all to go back and listen to, if you haven't, the call from last night and just get some of that training out of there. Because I think it's good to hear that. I mean, Amber's been a coach for 6 years, and she's a master at staying focused and organized with that. And I mean, she's in the Million Club, so she's doing something right. So and not to say, you know, that what we're using works, because what we're using too is very similar to what she's using, but she has a lot of different ways of following up and objections, and she has the emails in there. So it's really similar to what we're already doing. The wording just may be a little different, and you just may get some new tidbits out of it that you didn't get before that may be a new aha for you, that you may not have known before or even thought about, you know, as far as hearing that money objection and time. I've used 2 of them today so far, and one of them ended up I invited to the business, and so we're actually talking back and forth about her being a coach now, and I would have never done that without that training last night. So it definitely helped me go back to some people. So do you have any of those going on right now?
Yeah, I've had some great conversations going, but a lot of like not really price objections. People just think they don't have the money for it right now, not necessarily saying, you know, they don't think it's worth it or anything like that. That's the majority of my responses right now.
Yeah, and what do you usually how do you usually respond to those?
Well, a lot of times, you know, I let them know, you know, I remind them that Shakeology isn't just a protein shake, you know, it's a dense dose, it's a meal replacement. So it should be replacing something in their diet already. So right there, you know, this really should be, you know, and if they're taking supplements or vitamins, things like that already, this should replace all those things. So the goal would be that it really shouldn't, you know, it might sound like a lot because it's in one monthly payment. But spread out, you know, it shouldn't be more than what they're already spending, you know, and I try to remind them too, like this also helps with, you know, the groups keeping on track with your meal planning, not, you know, grabbing snacks here and there, which you're saving money on, things like that. So.
Yeah, that's, I like that a lot. And that's what I usually, go to as well when it comes to Shakeology, is like a lot of times it's a value issue. They're trying to compare apples to oranges when you can't, because there really isn't a shake that you can compare to Shakeology because of what's in it and what they go through to put those products in the Shakeology shake. So yeah, that's really good. And also, you know, when you think about it, like eating fast food, Starbucks, all those things, it adds up. So, you know, and if you're saving on your breakfast or groceries in that department for yourself for a whole month, that, you know, right there. Yeah, usually brainstorming that with people can really help. And that was kind of one of the responses on hers was, you know, I hate that if, you know, I know you really want this, and I hate that money or that you can't afford it is getting in the way of this. Let's see if we can figure out a way we can help you afford this. And it's kind of goes, you know, puts it back on them a little bit in a way and helps them get to thinking like, you know, I know that you really want to achieve X, Y, Z. And I hate that money has to get in the way of that. Let's see what we can do to get you in here with us. And if we can figure that out together, which I thought was really a great way of wording it.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody else have any feedback on how they respond to that objection?
I wish that I would have did this call before I answered all my messages, right as I'm waiting for the time to come for this. But so I've had a lot lately actually. And I said, you know, like if we sign you up as a discount coach, it's 25% off. And then I also said, and if you decide for any reason, which I don't believe you would, because I love it, that, you know, you can always return it and get your money back with no questions asked. Mm-hmm. And I put it back in their court and I just say, does that sound better for you? And I've had a couple people say, yeah, that sounds better. And then I've gotten some crickets. So, but I did, was it Sunday night? I spoke with somebody in length that was in one of my clean eating groups last week, who's pretty much living paycheck to paycheck, but kind of all of us are at some point in our life. And I asked her, she wants to lose a significant amount of weight and wants to, be healthy. And I asked her, like, what? Clearly something's got to happen, because you have to like invest in it at some point. Because I did tell her about doing the Beachbody On Demand for the 30-day free trial to get her feet wet, and maybe in that time kind of save money. And she said that she wanted to do it, but she had to figure it out. So.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel like they're not even really ready if they're going to come up with things.
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah.
got me left and right, I'm like, this is not even you're not ready, and can I circle back around? Like, I always leave it open-ended and try to keep the conversation going regardless if they tell me no, and I go circle back around, like, would it be okay, or I'll say something like, can I go ahead and circle back around in a couple months to when I have another group starting back up to see if it's better timing for you then. And I always hear a sure, because I feel like they're already feeling like they're letting me down. So they're going to say yes to following up later. And then, a month or two down the road, I'll just say, is it better timing for you? How have you been doing? Are you ready to join now? And a majority of the time, within the first 2 times of following up, they finally do join, because I think that shows also how much you really care that you remembered them. Like, you went out of your way and you didn't forget them. Like, wow, she actually remembered to follow up with me. And so I think that is always good if you can, to like set those reminders or use the Team Z. Has anyone started that and been plugging into that? Not yet.
I haven't used it. I was trying to find it on Android, and I was how do you spell it? I mean, maybe I'm like spelling it wrong.
It's okay. So it's.
I missed the call. I have to listen to it still.
Yeah, it's actually something that you would use on your desktop. I did see an app though, or something that it said on Instagram for an app for Team Z, but I haven't found it myself. I just use it on my my laptop. Like, I just go to the website and I have it pulled up.
How do you spell it? Is it like team and the letter Z, or?
ZY.
Oh, okay.
ZNY.com. But yeah, that I'd love to get that feedback when y'all do check it out, because they do the free 30 days trial. So
you get 30 days to try it, and then you pay for it monthly or something, or?
Yeah, it's like a CRM. So it runs just like a CRM. So it just helps you with keeping track of your follow-ups, except it's specific CRM for Beachbody. So you can put your why in there and actually goal set, like, I want to make such and such this year, and my goal is to achieve this rank or this milestone in my business. So they'll tell you, like, this is how many invites you need to be doing a day. This is how many follow-ups. This is how many.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's the good thing about that CRM in particular. But it's definitely a good investment, in my opinion, because I don't get bogged down by the notifications on Facebook and find myself scrolling. I get right to work, so I feel like my power hours are just like right there. I'm contacting people really quickly because I'm not scrolling my news feed or looking through messages to figure out who I need to contact.
How long did it take you to kind of get that set up to where you could be able to just log right in and get right to work?
You probably would be able to sign up and within an hour. They have it where you can upload all of your Facebook friends. So it's however long it'll take Facebook to download your friends onto your computer. So you'd have to go into Facebook, and they give you the steps to do that. But you'd have to go into Facebook and download your friends, and then it imports into TeamZ. So you don't have to go through and individually add everyone then. And then it also imports all of your challengers and customers through your Beachbody site and all of your Gmail contacts or email contacts and all of that as well. So it'll import it in bulk.
What does it cost a month?
It's $29.95. So I mean, if you average like $1 a day. There are less expensive ones, but they're not as, I feel like, user-friendly and Beachbody as this one. There's another one that is called One Page CRM that is $12 a month. And that's a lot less, but it's not goal setting the way TeamZ is. So, but I mean, it's essentially the same thing with follow-up reminders. It's just not as, you know.
Does it include, what about the messenger part of it when it import?
You can import them all the same way.
Okay.
TeamZ, and I think there's a free trial with that one too. So you could try both of them out for free and see which one you like better. The thing with TeamZ is that they offer scripts in there too to help you with following up and connecting. And then you can also use yours in there. You can also email straight from TeamZ. But yeah, so, but the other one's onepagecrm.com.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that was my hesitation to like check it out, because I thought that maybe I would have to individually put in all my friends and individually like write in the groups and the notes and stuff. So I probably will have time this weekend to check it out then, if I don't have to do like all that at one time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would, maybe like an hour set aside if you can to just, focus on getting that started. It probably won't even take that long. I'm really probably over exaggerating that. So does anybody else have any conversations that they're currently in right now where they're getting some objections and they want some ideas on how to respond to them? Or
I was going to add earlier too, like, because it's tax season, so I've been kind of getting that, because that's when I signed up to last year. I was like, I had to wait a couple of months before I was able to get my challenge pack. But when I got my tax return out, I got it. So I asked, that's when I ended the question. I'd be like, I asked them if they, if there would be a good time, like maybe after you get your tax return, would you be able to do it with that? And I've had a couple people say, yeah, check back with me by the end of March or in like 4 to 6 weeks. So that, I feel like that's kind of helped too.
Yeah, I get that a lot right now. As soon as I pay taxes, I'm joining.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it sounds like y'all are all getting the same thing right now. Did you have any conversations you've been in lately that when you get them, how do you usually, do you usually get the money one or the time? Oh, it's off again. Oh, okay. No, it's fine.
I very rarely hear about the time. It's usually always the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I really think it has a lot to do with just that value, and like you were saying, and how you addressed it, I think is good, and just the value of it. And I think looking over those other options and maybe adding that with it can really help, as far as, let's see if we can figure this out. One of them was like, I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but and this is the one that I said to someone today, because her objection is the money. Her husband won't allow her to, he can't see her doing it because she's losing weight right now. So she's actually doing well with losing weight and getting closer to her goal. But she really wants to join me too, because she really wants some help with meal planning more and stuff. So she really wants to, but her husband won't let her. So I was like, well, why don't, you're already getting great results. And I just totally just used the whole, maybe we can kill two birds with one stone or something like that is the way, and you can be a coach too and start off, and I can help you, I forget how it's worded, but it's essentially just asking, telling them that they can go ahead and join, and then I can help them, at least earn that back, the investment that they made on it, and you would be the challenger. So you could get in the group. I can help you help people because you're already seeing results, and you can pay that forward, what you're already doing, and help others. So that, is one of the options too of overcoming an objection, which she said that she doesn't use very often. But I felt like that one was a good one because they were already seeing results, with what they're doing, but they still wanted to join. So pay it forward. What time is it? If there's anything else, I think that was like what I really wanted us to chat about tonight was just any conversations that y'all are having right now.
I have some conversations going, but one thing I think I'm going to do differently this month, actually this week, if I can get my stuff together tonight for tomorrow, was I was going to offer another free group to my current friends on my timeline. And I was thinking, I've had some really bad luck, with garage sale groups and everything, and, getting kicked off and all that stuff. And I was watching some videos from like Anita Myron and, I don't know, a bunch of top coaches. And a lot of them were just saying how a lot of them never did anything like that. They strictly stuck to their friend page and every single month they would offer a free group. And of course, you're always going to have some people that always want to go to the free groups. But then they also said, they'd always ask that people tag 2 people or something so you're still always growing your friends list. I was thinking about maybe trying to start that route a little more, but I need to get I was thinking of doing that kid-friendly meal plan. And I was like, not that I didn't like the meal plan, but I was like, maybe I'm narrowing myself down too much. So I want to I either need to find or come up with a good, like maybe I want to do something other than just saying, oh, it's a clean eating group or, oh, it's a crock-pot group, because I've done it a million times. I want to do like maybe a budget-friendly group, or like, everybody's always looking for gluten-free, like most of the meal plans are pretty dang close to gluten-free, but so yeah, I just need to do some digging or write up my own meal plan.
Well, that's your niche too, when you think about it, because you're in the accounting. So like budget friendly, like I feel like it flows with you, I think that the like abs are really popular right now. Like ab challenges around this time of year because everyone's like getting ready for bathing suit season. So let's work on our spring bikini bodies or something. Ab challenge.
So what are your guys' opinions on using like workouts in your free groups as just saying, okay, do XXXX, workouts, or providing like a YouTube workout with a Beachbody trainer? Like, what do you guys... I like the Beachbody trainers, but at the same time, I feel like I don't see the participation with them that I see in the other ones, but I want to go towards the Beachbody one. So yeah, what are your guys' opinions on that?
I usually will do I'll just post the video and then the image of the whatever workout, and then I'll do a video of me doing it. So I'm like promoting me and showing them how to do the moves and stuff, and I'll go live in there and be like, this is how we're going to do it, and I'm going to do it with you. And so if you want to go ahead and do your workout, jump in and let's do it now together.
Oh, so you're doing like a live feed now for your free groups, for your workouts?
Yeah, I'll go in.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so I'll post the Monday workout, and they can do it on their own if they want.
Right.
But then I'll also, go in there live during the day and be like, if you want to jump in and do it with me, I'm going to do it now. And
yeah,
how you do all
that's a good idea.
Do you give them warning that you're going to do that, or do you just get on and do it?
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. And some of them tune in, and some of them, they can have the opportunity to go back later.
Yeah.
Do it that way too. So, and if you're doing it like ab chat, and that really, like we were saying when we were talking a few weeks ago, that helps with those free groups, I think, and them getting to feel like they know you really well, because you're going on so much.
Yeah, and I watched this video the other day. It's, I'm sure you guys get it all the time of the, people training Beachbody coaches, all that stuff. Well, I was watching this one video on there the other day, and I totally could relate to it because it was this coach of coaches. She was saying how she's like, okay, all you Beachbody coaches, I appreciate what you're doing, but you've got to give up the free clean eating group. She's like, it doesn't mean quit it, but you've got to change the name. You've got to clarify what it is. She was just saying, it's overused pretty much. So not to say that you can't do it, but she's like, quit calling it, please join my free clean eating group, because that's what everybody does.
Yeah.
So I just am trying to switch it up a little bit. That's all.
Yeah.
See how it works.
So I wasn't always open to the posting in the other sites. And it took me a lot of Nicole coaching me and helping me with that area. So I did run it strictly like you were saying, Anita did, and everything through just my personal page or my business, my fit page. And I would ask for referrals, and I would do a giveaway in the event, like invite the most friends to this event, and there'll be a giveaway at the end. And I would also I had like a join my 5-day clean eating challenge, and I would tell them to post it on their wall. Like I would send them a message if they RSVP'd and say, would you mind posting this on your wall and asking your friends to join? And I'd say, all you have to do is copy and paste this. And I would get a lot of new friends that way as well. So, I think
I'm going to do both. I think I'm still going to do like the garage sale sites and stuff like that, but I just don't think I'm going to put all of my focus on that.
Well, yeah, I love, I feel like it's been game changing for the amount of new friends, but I think it's good too to occasionally do it on your personal page, so you can really foster some more of those relationships and get them more into a warm market kind of zone, where they really feel like they know you. So a few of them may want to do the free clean eating group twice and then really feel like you've added so much value to them that they'll be ready to join your challenge.
It's tough because it's like you don't want to do it every month, because then you're like, okay, people are going to be like, well, why do I need to join? So I don't know. Maybe I'll try like every other month or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Kay, Howard, have you done any in your personal page?
Yeah, I did it. I've done it twice so far. I did one in the fall, I think was the first time I think everybody in the group was doing it on their page. And I got some good participation, but I didn't really get any challengers out of the group. And then I just did another one, I want to say the end of January, same thing.
Yeah.
Everybody likes it, but I haven't gotten some challengers.
One thing I've noticed, it could be totally coincidence, is that I feel like when I get not all of them, but quite a few of my free groups, if it's all new people, I feel like some of the people don't know what to expect. So it's so quiet in there with people posting. Not all of them, but sometimes I do like to have some people that have done them before in my group. So they get a little, I feel like, kind of help lead the way also a little bit. I don't know.
I actually did that this month, and I did 3 for February, 3 clean eating group, and the couple of the people from my first group like said they couldn't afford it, or they're an at-home mom and they can't purchase anything. So when I did my second and my third group, I asked those that were the most active that did say they couldn't afford it, if they wanted to join. That I just said, hey, I have another free group coming up on Monday. Would you like me to add you to it? And they all said yes, and they were just as active in those groups as they were in their original group. So it kind of helped like encourage other people to participate more and help keep the group active.
That's a good idea.
That kind of helps pave the way too to possibly even talk to them about coaching.
I was thinking
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's good. Yeah, I had a girl that I invited to Clean Eating to go to my to be a coach, because she was just so good in the clean eating group as far as like encouraging others and just sharing in there. She was really like posting motivational quotes, and you can see it like right away, you know, and it's like, oh my goodness, she's taking my job from me. So I think it would have been good too if I could have like pulled her in maybe and got her in another clean eating group for another 5 days. But I'm still working on her, so we'll see. But yeah, I've gotten a few coaches that way, just out of clean eating groups that are just posting like coaches when they get there. And I'll publicly praise them. So I'll say like, wow, you're taking my job from me, posting like a coach, and like, or something like that on a comment under their post. And I think that builds the confidence, so it doesn't come out of the blue when I message them and say, you know, have you thought about doing what I'm doing? Because you're already doing it. Anything else that you guys have this evening? Let me see what time it is.
I don't think so, and I have to get off in a minute here. We are puppy sitting. We have a dog that's going to be dropped off in a minute.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Pet sit all. Well, I told y'all earlier I had my own pet sitting business for a little while there. But but that's fun. So, well, if you don't have if nobody has anything else, I think this was good that we got to chat about a few little objections here and just conversations that we have going on. I think it's good to mastermind like this and see how we're responding. And definitely go check out. I'll post that document in our page, so it's right there.
Was that call recorded too today?
It is, and I posted the recording.
Okay, I haven't logged on to Facebook today, so I'll look at that.
Okay, but yeah, it should be on our team page, and it should be the recording through YouTube that you can just go check out on there. So, but if that's everything, I guess I'll let you guys go, and so you can get back with your families and enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right. See you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.